Hey guys, it's a beautiful morning right here at the farm, and today we have something a little bit different. I'm on the poultry farm, as you can see. You can see the chicken houses in the background. You can see the new chicken house that we're going to be building. We've already dug our holes. You can see the holes right there. We're just waiting for the poles. We've got all our material ready. If I can show you right here, you can see sand. Yeah, I brought some sand right here. It has been here quite for some time. You can see we've got the timber. This is the timber that we use for the top floor of the chicken house. We've already got it here. Last time it delayed us, so we tried to get it as early as possible. But today, in addition to just having the chickens, we have some goats and sheep on the farm. So let me just show them to you. Right here, as you can see. So we've tied them, as you can see, you know, they are on rope because as you can clearly see, I do have crops around. You can see my bananas, we have some vegetables around, so I don't want them feeding on my vegetables. So you might be wondering why they are here. Well, I just purchased some of them. This is a sheep. It's a big one. I think it's a really good breed. And it's still quite young. I was told it's about, what, 9 months old? And take a look at it. It's a ram, yeah? It's a male. They didn't dock. As you can see, it has a really huge tail, which I think is not a very nice idea. I think going forward, we'll need to dock. And these ones are also rams, meanwhile. They are young, these two. So I got quite a number of goats. This is a door, as you can see it right here. There's some material we have right there, and you can see one of the goats is resting right on the stones that we're going to be using. So this is a female goat that we do have. You know, they had been traveling. To get here, I think they traveled for over a day. I think a day and a half without feeding. So as you can see, the tummy is a bit in. They arrived here last evening. We let them feed a bit, but right now we tied them around because we don't want them to feed on the crops. This is another one of the females. This one has been around. And then I have some others. This is a buck. It's a huge buck. I think it's a mixture of a savannah. I think they're like 75%. They're not 100%. They're like 75% in terms of the purity of the gene, which is not too good, but again, it's not like the worst thing. Then we also have these females. This is a female. They're young females. This is also a female. This is a male. By the way, this is quite young. It's a young male, and then that's another male. I think that's a cross of a boa. Yeah, I think it's also 75%. So I have a friend who wanted some of these animals, the 10 animals that I got. I'm going to be sending 6 of the animals over to him, and then I'm going to keep 4 of the animals, you know, one of the rams, because the rams are meat masters. These are really huge sheep. I mean, they can get really big. They're still quite young. It can get really big, so I want them to cross with my sheep. I haven't shown you guys the sheep that are on this farm. I mean, the goats that are on this farm for quite a while. You know, I placed them down at the bottom where my dad's farm is. I'm actually going to be moving there. But the goal is that I'm going to be moving them to the hill that I bought. I think I recently shared with you guys that I bought a hill not too far away from this poultry farm right here. So I'm going to be going over there and showing you guys exactly what's happening over there. I think I'll show you guys that in the next video. For now, I'm just going to be concentrating on these animals. So the goal is that we want to cross these animals with our local animals that we have, and the idea is to slowly train the guys on how to look after the goats and sheep. As you guys can see, I'm starting out with really few animals. When I move to the bottom, I'm just going to show you exactly the number of goats and sheep that I do have, but you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So this ram that you see, for example, it's a really big one, and I mean, it's good, it's big, it has the weight, it has the mass. They're called meat masters, and they put on quite an amount of flesh. I have another one, which is a doper. I think what we'll do is, let's just move down to the bottom and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright guys, so it's actually a few hours later and I haven't yet gone to the bottom of the farm where the rest of the goats are. But first, I wanted to show you where we are grazing the goats from. So this is the upper part of the farm, and this is the part that's currently not being utilized. I'm going to plant a little bit more bananas. In the background, you can see where the bananas are. I want to plant 2 more lines this side because the chicken houses have gone a little bit into my banana plantation. So I want to plant 2 more lines. And right here, we have a lot of grass, and this is where our goats are feeding from currently. You can see them right here. This is one of the doors. There is one of the backs, another one right there, and you can see the entire space. It's quite a lot of space. Now, unfortunately, we had to tie them. As you can see, they have ropes on their necks. That's why they are restricted in the areas, because there is no one to herd them. All the guys are busy working in the poultry unit that side, and the person who works with the goats is at the bottom of the farm where I'm actually heading. You can see my scooter, guys. Yeah, this is what I'm using to go over there. Tell me, do you actually like kid. It was my gift after I sold the last batch of chickens, after I offlaid. I decided to, use part of the money to buy myself a gift. Well, in the end, it actually works quite a lot on the farm, as you can see it. But it's quite beautiful. I think it's 125 cc's, a bit bigger than you would actually imagine in terms of fuel consumption. But you can see the goats right here. They're busy enjoying themselves. Despite the fact that we've tied them, there's quite a lot for them to feed on. Oh my God. They tie them next to the guava. They've been feeding on the guava. Can you imagine? Anyway, it's okay. We have a lot of guava trees. So I'm just going to use the scooter and get to the bottom of the farm, and I'll show you guys what else we have at the bottom. Alright guys, so here we are. We've arrived on the farm, drizzling a bit. I don't know if you guys do remember. If you've been following the channel, you would certainly remember this house. This is a house where we raise part of my chickens. Currently, it has turkeys. I do have some turkeys with my dad, and they are being raised inside here. I'll just show you guys briefly. I won't get in. Whew, there they are. You can see them right here. Quite a number of turkeys, a few guineas, and a few chickens. I mean, I shouldn't be in here because I raise chickens and I'm living on the farm currently. This could certainly pose a risk, but you can see them right here. They're enjoying themselves, they are feeding. Just a few turkeys right here. So we'll step out, and you can see that this is our goat's house. This is where we are keeping the goats at the moment. You can see that it's being swept right now, as you can see. Sweeping is a daily job with the goats, yeah? It's a daily job. You need to make sure the place is cleaned consistently. So as you can see, the place is being cleaned right now. It's quite late. The guy should have been really busy, but ideally it's swept each and every day. And as you can see, it was certainly swept yesterday. I mean, there's just a few droppings, so it's not like it's being done for the camera. And this place belongs to my dad. As you can see, there's a lot of trees. He has literally a eucalyptus forest. I've drained all of them by utilizing them for my chicken houses, constructing my chicken houses. The big ones are literally all finished. So there's just a few left. But let's move via the path and I'll go show you guys the goats and sheep. All right, here they are, guys, right inside here. I mean, we've been getting a lot of rain. You can see that the ground is very soggy. It has a lot of water. You can see a lot of water all around. I mean, let me try stepping there. You can see it. So there's water everywhere. I see the rainy season has just started. It's usually not the best season when it comes to goats and sheep. They don't enjoy the rainy season because they don't enjoy a lot of water. It's quite easy for them to get ill. This is a dam, well, a mini dam my dad had tried to try and preserve water. As you can see, it has quite some water. And then you can see our sheep. They are here. You can see them right here. So we had some doppers. This is my dopper male. As you can see it right here. It's quite big looking at me. Hey, how are you? How is the food going? So as you can see them, they are busy feeding. This one looks lame. No, it's not lame. It was just trying to, to pass some urine, as you can see. They have been hit by the rain, certainly. And some of them are pregnant. Yeah, actually I do think it's lame. It's feeding with the limb up. I hadn't checked on them for a while, so I don't know what's happening with it. I'm going to try and find out what's wrong with it. And then you can see some of the lambs. I think this is our most recent lamb. Looking quite nice. Busy feeding on the grass. Where are the goats? Right here, I'm just seeing the sheep. Unfortunately, the lamb we got is a male. We had two others that were delivered. These two. These are fortunately females, but this one is a male, so quite unfortunate, but well, we have nothing to do with it. Then here you can see the goat. This is one of our goats right here, and another one right there. I think we have about 13 sheep together with the lambs right now, and about 7 goats down here. Is it 7? Maybe 8 goats down here. This is a male that you're going to get rid of. Certainly, it's not good enough. It really shouldn't be mounting the females. It shouldn't be mating with anyone. This and that are the 2 males that we've been having, but I don't want them being utilized anymore, so I'm going to get rid of them. As you can see, they're not big enough. I want to get rid of them. Okay, I was just trying to check. I thought the goat had some ticks, but they're not ticks. Right there on the bum, they're not ticks. They are just white fur on the bums of the goat. I don't know where the rest of the goats are. They're certainly inside here. They're certainly inside here somewhere, busy feeding. Unfortunately, I can't find them, but they're certainly inside here. I mean, this place is quite huge. It's about 5 acres, and my dad kept buying it slowly. I mean, it's not inherited land or anything like that. He kept buying it slowly by slowly. So it's about 5 acres, and it has turned out quite nice for him. Thank God that he's generous enough to let me utilize his land. My dad has been awesome to me. He let me utilize his land to start my poultry farm right there before I bought my land. I mean, when I was starting out, I had completely no money. I was broke. I could then utilize the money just to build the structure and then get the birds, feed the birds without worrying about land. And I mean, I still utilize it up to now. I still utilize my dad's land up to now because it's right there that I raise, you know, the chickens until they reach the point of production, until they reach 18 weeks or 16 weeks. You've seen the house that I've shown you guys that we are constructing right now. That house, birds are going to be moving there very soon, and those birds are making 13 weeks soon. And the place that they are at right now is actually my dad's land. And also same thing with the goats. As I decided to start doing goats right here, my dad has allowed me to utilize his land without paying, without anything, until I managed to get land around where I'm going to put the goats. So he's been quite nice to me, yeah, really, really nice, and I appreciate. So I have to really be appreciative. I don't know, I've been told that in the West, it's quite different and crazy. I mean, in the West, people forget about their parents, they forget about their children forever. Like, I mean, someone will have a child and they won't give them anything. They'll tell you, hey, you've got to work for your everything. Of course, people have to work for their everything. But if you can help them, give them a pushing hand, then why not? He has been really helpful in giving me a pushing hand. When I'm doing my construction, I would get poles from him. Of course, I would pay, but I never needed to pay like immediate. He would let me take the poles and I pay later on as the money comes in. I'm really, really grateful that I can have such a dad. Really, really grateful. I don't know if he'll watch this video, if he'll find it, but if he finds it, hey dad, thank you. I'm really grateful. Yeah, really, really grateful. So tell me guys what you think. I mean, the project, as you can see, is just starting with a few animals. But the reason I'm doing this is for reference purposes. I mean, it will be quite nice and crazy to get back here a few months from now, maybe a few years from now, 3-4 years, just like we occasionally do with the chickens. Remembering where I started with just 800 chickens, it will be quite interesting to get back to this video. And, you know, we have 200, 300 goats not far away from here. I mean, on the breeder farm, I do have quite huge numbers of goats. But the reason I did this was to show you guys that it's certainly possible to start really small and get big. I'm going to try utilizing resources simply from this project, probably bring in a few goats here and there into the system slowly by slowly. And like I've told you guys, the reason I'm not going to start with a lot of exotic animals right on this farm is because the guys who are working here haven't been exposed to them. So I want to take them slowly. I mean, gradually expose it to them so that they can learn how to look after, you know, the more exotic animals slowly by slowly as I improve the genes, and then we'll get to the top. I know we shall get to the top, not so far away from now. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. That way you never miss out on an upload. Catch you very soon with another video. Lots of love. Bye-bye.